She had always been precise with her lies, meticulous almost to the point of artistry. But the one she delivered that Thursday night cracked her mask completely. "Night shift," she said, voice calm, eyes steady, as though expecting me to nod and trust her. I did nod at first. I had believed her before, about overtime, about meetings, about deadlines. But something about the way she phrased it, the subtle hesitation before the words "night shift" left her lips, set off alarms in my mind. I was a skeptic by nature, and 2 years of marriage had taught me that intuition often precedes evidence. I waited until she left, watching the apartment door click shut behind her. Then I did something I never imagined I would do in a trusting marriage. I checked her GPS. Not to stalk, but to verify. The device she carried, her company-issued phone, was linked to our shared location services. I didn't need permission. The trail was hers to leave. The map was clear. The blue dot on my phone pulsed steadily, moving not to the hospital she claimed to be covering, but toward the city's most exclusive high-rise. Penthouse suite, top floor. I frowned. That wasn't a hospital. That was her boss's building. My mind raced. Was I overreacting? Could it be a friend? An errand? I needed proof, not supposition. I followed discreetly, keeping my distance as I navigated the dimly lit streets. Parking in a shadowed lot, I watched the elevator doors open and her figure step out, smiling, relaxed, dressed in casual chic rather than scrubs or work attire. And behind her, another man, tall, familiar. The one I had noticed too many times in her social media posts, tagged at company events, smiling just a bit too fondly. My stomach dropped, but I focused. I had to record evidence, not react. I waited for the moment she swiped her card and entered the penthouse. I circled the building, discreetly snapping photos of her coming and going, noting times, capturing license plates and faces. Every detail mattered. This wasn't about rage. It was about undeniable proof. Returning home, I reviewed the GPS logs, the photos, timestamps. They formed a pattern. It wasn't a single night. There were at least 6 instances over the past 2 months where her night shifts coincided perfectly with late visits to the same penthouse. Each visit lasted 3 to 4 hours, none of which were billed, none of which were logged in the hospital's system. She had built a perfect narrative: dedication to her work, loyalty to the company, sacrifice for patients. In reality, she had created an entirely separate life, one hidden in plain sight. I didn't confront her immediately. Instead, I built the dossier. GPS maps, photos, her own social media posts that contradicted her stated location, and receipts I had found from the penthouse area. Expensive valet charges, delivery receipts in her name. The evidence was cold, indisputable, and increasingly damning. I added timestamps, captions, cross-referenced her claimed work hours, and prepared a narrative that left no room for plausible deniability. When she returned, she carried the usual exhaustion of someone who had worked night shifts, expecting praise or at least neutrality. I greeted her calmly, letting the apartment's silence stretch. She noticed the tension immediately. "What's wrong?" she asked, masking curiosity with casual tone. "I followed your night shifts," I said, sliding my phone across the table, showing her GPS logs overlaid on maps of the city. "And I matched them with receipts, photos, and the exact times you claimed to be at work." Her laughter was sharp, defensive. "That's ridiculous. You can't." "I can, and I did," I interrupted, voice steady. "Here are the times, the locations, and the people involved. You've been telling me one story for months, and living another entirely." Her face drained of color. For a moment, she said nothing, just stared at the evidence, trying to find a hole, an excuse, a lie that might still hold. There was none. The GPS, timestamps, and photos formed a chain she could not break. It's complicated," she whispered. Her voice trembled now, losing the confidence she had cultivated over months of deception. "Complicated?" I asked. "You call lying for months complicated? Sneaking off, pretending to work, seeing him in his penthouse, complicated?" My calm demeanor cut sharper than anger ever could. "You have hidden this from me, from everyone who trusted you. I have proof of every instance. There's no story you can tell me now that I won't already know is a lie." Her attempt at manipulation fell apart. She begged, pleaded, promised it would stop, that it was over, that she had made a mistake. But the facts spoke louder than apologies. I had prepared for this: copies of GPS maps, a folder of photographs, screenshots from social media, all time-stamped and cross-verified. I had digital evidence that no charm could erase. I told her the consequences would follow naturally. A conversation with her employer, discussions about accountability, the severing of her personal deception from our shared life. I explained that trust, once broken with such precision, could not simply be repaired with words. She would have to face the reality she had created. In the days that followed, she realized the extent of her exposure. Her boss was notified discreetly with copies of the GPS data and photographs. The HR department became involved. Questions were asked that could not be sidestepped. Her social and professional spheres began to constrict. Invitations she had taken for granted were quietly rescinded, and her colleagues treated her with measured suspicion. I did not gloat publicly. I did not need to. The evidence did that for me. Each photo, each log, each receipt was a mirror reflecting her choices. She had called me trusting and loyal, a man who accepted her words without proof, and she had laughed at my naivety. The tables had turned. I had not acted rashly or in anger. I had acted methodically, with patience, and the law of cause and effect had done the rest. By the time I filed for separation, she had been confronted with the undeniable truth. The penthouse, the secret dinners, the late nights claimed as work. Everything had collapsed. The marriage ended quietly but decisively, under the weight of her own duplicity. I moved forward with clarity, carrying the lessons learned from deception, patience, and precise strategy. That night, when she tried to return, expecting sympathy or reconciliation, I did not answer. Her GPS, which had betrayed her, had also told me everything I needed to know about her character, her choices, and the future of our relationship. She had assumed a single lie could go unnoticed. She was wrong. Methodical observation had exposed her, and in doing so, I reclaimed the life she had attempted to manipulate. In the end, the GPS did more than track location. It revealed truth, dismantled deception, and allowed me to act not in anger, but with undeniable proof. And she learned far too late that no lie is safe when patience and strategy are involved.